right, so welcome back to the channel, guys. It is me, 8744, and today, guys, we'll be doing our Champions League roundup, guys. There's a lot of games to discuss, a lot to unpack here, so we're not going to waste any further time. And y'all got Doodle with me, and of course, me as self. And yeah, like I said, guys, we're going to discuss. So if you guys want to join, the links to the community tab, if you guys want to join, stick around. Like I said, though, we're in a kind of a tight time constraint because I do want to keep these streams an hour long. I don't want to keep these streams too long, so it's digestible for many people. So please be mindful when you come that I won't give you the time to speak that much. It's gonna be very quick and very limited. So I think there's only one place to start. There's only one place to start.
There's only one place to start. I agree. Yeah.
There's only one place to start, and we're gonna start with this game. So let me get my stream marker here. Sorry. Let me get my stream marker here. Actually, yeah, let me get my. Okay, so let's start with the first game we got here. It is PSG 4, Manchester City 2.
Probably the biggest game of this, I would say, round. Probably coming into this, probably the biggest fixture of this round. There's a lot to talk about, right? There's a lot to talk about in this one.
Yeah, so let me give my quick thoughts.
Yeah, go ahead.
Then I'll let you speak. So I did a quick YouTube short, obviously, so you guys can check that out real quick. But I'll give like a more expanded one because obviously YouTube short, I can only do it for a minute, so it's I can't really go into that much analysis there. But I know it's like kind of a short and concise. So my thoughts is that I feel like this game was crazy, like that because even that first half, I know a lot of people say, oh, that first half was not great and everything. People are saying, oh, it was not a good first half. Let me just. Actually, well, yeah, we'll do it like this way. The first half wasn't particularly great, but I thought it was great. It was end-to-end, action-packed. And sure didn't have any goals, but you could just sense that it was very tense. Like, I think both teams were being very, cautious. I will say this, though. I think PSG played really well that first half. I would actually say in terms of the first half, I think PSG probably played better. Although you could maybe make an argument that City maybe created better chances. But ultimately, I think PSG were the better team. And you could just tell that what PSG is really lacking is a striker. If they have a striker, this team would be like 2 or 3-0 up, Right. And the second half, man, it went up against the script. Like Manchester City scored against the run of play, and there's wow, City have scored. Grealish came on. This was weird because obviously Grealish came off the bench. This is a guy that hadn't scored a goal at the year 2024, right? So it was actually weird he came on and managed to score. Then obviously Haaland scored at right after, and I was thinking to myself, wow, PSG are really going to fumble this. 2-0 at home, lost. I mean, after being so dominant, I was like, yeah, it might be over for PSG. But then Dembele said, hold my beer, and Dembele scored a goal there. Fantastic there, and then Barcola equalized. And I just knew that once it was 2-2, I just knew City weren't going to get back in this game. I just knew that City had collapsed mentally, and I knew Pep couldn't do it, especially with no DM. And PSG eventually continued the upped. They continued pressing, and they eventually got the third by Joao Neves with a brilliant header there, and then Gonzalo Ramos. When City was pushing so many men forward, desperate that equalizer, PSG hit them the counter attack. Great goal there from Gonzalo Ramos, and you have to give credit to him for managing to do that. And I don't know what Vardiol was doing there in particular. I thought Vitinha was fantastic. I thought Neves was great. I even thought Fabian Ruiz was great. I just think PSG, everyone was good, probably except the striker. I think the strikers wasn't really that great. So besides Gonzalo Ramos, obviously I know he came on, but like I just feel like for me, PSG looked great. And for Manchester City, man, defensively, really, really bad. And it's crazy. They've been signing a lot of players at giant window, but they haven't signed a DM. That's crazy. So yeah, Doodle, man, what's your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, so basically, personally, I think that the draw at the end of the first half, I think, was fair. If all things considered, like I do think PSG had the strike, but I also think you could also argue that City were trying to, because City are playing away from home, right? So for them, point here would probably be much better, right? So, but the thing is, when I saw City go 2-0 up, I was like, okay, this is like surely, like I thought that, okay, when City went 2-0 up, I was like, okay, Pep is gonna like shut this out, maybe PSG get one goal, but I don't see them coming back, right? Like maybe it would have ended 2-1 or something. The thing is, though, when it went up, but I want to say, first of all, Bradley Barcola was the man of the match in this game. I want to say he was insane. Like he cooked like.
Oh yeah, he was good.
Yeah, he was insane. He's such a good, like very, very good. And especially, I feel like now that they got Quara, he's probably here. Like, okay, no, do not forget me. Just because this guy's here, do not forget me. I'm still here. This was like a big game for him, and like he turned up. I gotta say though, like the thing with PSG is like I do think that overall, I mean, to be honest, it was like a good effort, I think, overall. And for Manchester City, I just want to like defensively, they're just so bad. It makes sense why they bought those defenders and all. I get that they couldn't use them today because there's registration rules in UEFA. We're not going to get into them, but that's why they couldn't use them. But City, I think, but I mean, overall, PSG knew that they had to win this game. But to be honest, so did City, because if you look at it, City's position coming into this game, like they both had to win this game. It was must win for both. Draw probably wouldn't have really satisfied either. Maybe City a bit more because they're the away team. However, but really, both of them had to win, and City had it in them, but then they fumbled it, and PSG just came back and they won. And I mean, I think that overall, it's just like, look, you got to give credits to PSG, but I think that, and the thing is, Manchester City are supposed to be one of the contenders for the Champions League, right? I mean, technically, theoretically, should be PSG as well, but PSG, they're a bit of a different story, right? And like Manchester City are like the scene as this. But I feel like the thing is, people were like, this draw, I mean, this loss, I feel like kind of reflects Manchester City's whole season so far, though. Like, remember the game against Feyenoord when they were at home 3-0 up and then they fumbled and drew 3-3. There was some other games, right, like that happened like that in Premier League.
Yeah.
For me, and against, I mean, they remember when they lost against Manchester United, like this City team, it feels like this season, especially with no Rodri, whenever there's pressure and whenever an opposition like presses them more and there's more adversity, they cannot handle it and they crumble. And it happened a lot this season. And until they sort it out, this will keep happening, especially in the Champions League, when like when the margin of error is so low, especially in the Champions League, you cannot have this happening. It's like, imagine if this happened in like knockout stage. That's it. You're out. You're gone. It's over. And the thing is, from City, like before they won the Champions League, right? We've seen this from City so many times. But to be fair, we've also seen this from PSG, like when it hits them. But I feel like now, I mean, look, for PSG, this is a big win because now could this possibly change their fortunes in the Champions League? They're not going to get top 8 or anything, but they could definitely make a push for a round of 16, and then who knows from then. And technically, City can as well, but I feel like both, not just points-wise, but I feel like now PSG's morale and their momentum is going to grow, while City's, it just feels like another missed opportunity that they might regret going forward.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because now PSG, because obviously you guys know I don't like both these teams. I just generally dislike. So I was, it was kind of, Personally, for me, that I was hoping for a draw, but it is what it is. Obviously we can't change anything about it. But you know what's interesting now? I think actually I don't know if this is true. Have PSG secured their spot in the top 24, or it's not mathematically?
Let me see. So 10 points. No, technically not. No.
Okay. So 10.
They lose the next, and City and Zagreb win, for example, PSG drop out. So they haven't.
Yeah. So although Dinamo Zagreb is playing against Milan,
but they're playing at home, so there's that.
Ooh,
we're gonna talk about Milan after that, but yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna look at the match day 8 games because normally we wouldn't do this, but because match day 8 is like next week, we're gonna actually look ahead and just talk about the games that are significant. But yeah, I mean, for PSG, I think they put themselves in a good position where as long as they get at least a draw against Stuttgart away,
which is not going to be easy. Stuttgart away is not an easy game, but yeah.
Oh yes. And for PSG, the emergency, I was hoping to do this emergency, but obviously it won't happen. PSG getting knocked out. That would be crazy. If that happens, we would definitely do an emergency stream. So
I think the thing is, Manchester City played Bruges, which they should win. But imagine Manchester City don't make it through. Then we might have to do an emergency meeting for that. Then it might have to be emergency for that. You never know.
Oh, yeah. Like, because the funny thing is, PSG beats Manchester City, but then still loses Stuttgart. Like, that would be crazy. Like, imagine that actually happens.
Imagine they both go out. Imagine they both PSG and Man City. We'll see.
Oh yes, that would be crazy. Because remember, guys, match day 8, all the games are simultaneously, exact same time, 3 p.m. Eastern time. Yep. 18 games, bro. I mean, it's gonna be
like a giant gauntlet. It's pretty much gonna be a gauntlet, like this giant, like yeah.
Yeah, I am so glad I have the Paramount show. Oh, thank God. Because as a Golazo show, it's so amazing, beautiful, so amazing for this format, especially. So yeah, like I said, so maybe we'll do a poll, guys. So let's do a poll, guys. So will Manchester City get knocked out of league phase? I'm gonna say no.
No, I don't think so. I think they're gonna. I think they should be Bruges with all due to respect. I just don't see Bruges win. Like, wait, let me actually check. Like, are City playing home or are they playing away?
Yeah, it's at home. I believe it's at home.
I think it's at home. Yeah, they're at home. Yeah, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I believe now. But here's the thing: City have to win. Even a draw doesn't work. They have to win. There's no way they can qualify with the draw.
Yeah, but they have to. But like, I think they will because they're playing at home, right? So they should theoretically.
Yeah, I don't know, but the thing is, we'll talk about Club Brugge in a bit because they did manage to get a draw against Juventus. Although to be fair, it's Juventus. So we'll talk about that when we get there. But so like, let me ask, let's do a quick poll, guys. Which teams?
But the thing is, we talked about emergency meeting not happening. That does not mean it might not happen. Remember, they're playing playoffs. And if you lose, if City, let's say PSG lose in the playoffs, they're out. They don't even make the round of 16. So there's that also,
Yeah. So, yeah, like I said, let's do a poll, guys. So I did a poll, guys, for City, PSG, and neither. So vote in the poll, guys. Vote in the poll if you think either of these teams get eliminated. So let's go ahead and look at the comments next. Let's read some of you guys' comments. Brandon Buck says, Man City. A lesson to take from Man City is to stay humble.
Oh, God.
Oh, man. Question to Doodle. Who has been the best performer playing for Inter? Let's get to that when we get to Inter. I'll start that so we can.
I'll answer that. You pull it up when we get there. Yeah.
Yeah. Matt's Liverpool, Barca, Arsenal, Inter classified between the first 8. Yeah, we'll look at that. We'll look at that when we get there. But we're starting with this game first, and this was pretty much the biggest game of the match week.
I think that the game after should be actually I see it right there, the Benfica Barca one. But
yeah, we'll talk about that next. Big up everyone. City needs Guerrero, not that ball.
The Holland scored though. To be fair, Holland scored.
Nah, Albert, don't do this, man. Guerrero's washed. I'm sorry, and he thankfully retired.
Come on, man. Holland scores. To be fair, so
yeah, and I know Holland's a bad form, but I'm still taking Holland over Guerrero at this current age.
Yeah.
Now, all time, that's maybe a different combo, but currently, right now, bro, I'm taking Holland over Guerrero.
Also, I want to say Bernardo Silva's performance today was awful. Like, not just from the ratings perspective, like from everywhere. Like, he was awful today. I don't even know.
Oh yeah. This guy's been so bad this season. City relies on City to qualify. As PSG will play Stuttgart and one have to be out of the playoff. If City wins, also Benfica gives another chance. Yeah, that's the thing for City is that you pretty much have everything in your own hands. So City, it would really be a big fumble if they managed to not qualify. Because you have everything in your hands, despite how garbage you've been, how underwhelming
it's Club Brugge, and you're at home. Like, you got to get it done.
You have to, man. And it would be embarrassing. I'm sorry to say, if Manchester City gets eliminated in the league phase, I know this might seem reactionary, but Pep has to get sacked. That's a sackable offense.
I don't think they're going to sack him, but I think it's going to be oof.
Like that's a sackable offense. Now, I know they probably won't do it, but if...
well, remember, Sir Alex Ferguson dropped the Europa League a couple of times with Manchester United. So and again, I'm not saying I'm not saying you should get sacked or anything. Of course, like Pep, I think, has done way much more, like, for Manchester City.
Yeah.
He's like untouchable. However, but the thing is, though, if it was like any regular manager, they would get sacked immediately, like instantly.
Yeah. Like the thing is, like, the thing is, Pep has so much credit in the bank. He has like won 4 Premier League titles in a row. He has credit in the bank. But I'm just saying is that if he didn't win those 4 Premier League titles in a row, we'd have a different combo. But anyways,
right?
Yeah. Who says here? Albert Carr said, like the video, guys. Like the stream, guys. Help the algorithm. We're trying to get up to 3K subscribers by the end of the year. Obviously, we missed out 2K last year, but let's try to get 3K by the end of the year, guys. And of course, if I do get up to 2K subscribers, I may do a special giveaway. So Albert Carr says, Wookie. Pookie says, Albert, hi there. Stay humble, hey. Milan going to qualify. We'll talk about that when we get there. Let's try that. Very good second half, but Manchester should have done better. Oh yeah, of course, especially defensively.
If you're going 2-0 up, I think, in my opinion, you gotta hang on. Even if
you gotta see it out. You gotta see it.
Like if it's 1-0, okay, fair enough. If it's 2-0, but the thing of 2-0 is, people say that 2-0 is like the most dangerous scoreline in football, and I agree with it because when you're leading 2-0, but you let the opponent scores, suddenly the momentum changes, and especially when you're playing away from home, you gotta see it out. At 2-0, you gotta just see it out. That was pretty bad.
Yeah. Hey, Matt. Hi, Albert. Is this game the Battle of Mid? No, it wasn't. The defender for the set piece goal was so bad. Also, Neves was the shortest player in the PSG, or at least for PSG. That's also crazy.
How do you let that guy even jump you? Like I rewatched the video. How do you even let him like jump you like that? That's pretty funny, but not in a good way. Like
yeah. Plus Ramos the bomb scored. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's. I just realized this is bad for Matt because Matt's a Porto fan. 2 ex Benfica players scored.
yeah.
Neves and Ramos. Yeah.
And they actually outjumped Ruben Diaz and scored against Ederson. Ruben Diaz, both who are also former Benfica players. Kind of funny.
Wow.
Damn,
a lot
Benfica
of Benfica,
had so many ballers. What the hell?
Yeah, that's true. And also Vitinha. Isn't Vitinha
No, Porto. Vitinha is from Porto.
Oh yeah, Porto. So yeah, he's pretty much he's the only Porto. Is he like the only Porto player for both teams?
And Mendes is from Sporting.
Wow.
That's
crazy, man. Crazy. Yeah. Look, Pookie says low.
Wait, Ronaldo Silva is also from former Benfica player. What the hell is this?
Oh my
dude, what? That's so hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, we're definitely speaking about Benfica after this because they probably wish these players were back. I bet Tactical's happy. Stuttgart head of city. Look at the team is 16th place.
We'll look at this. Oh, I think I know the. Oh.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We'll
speak. Yeah, it's all coming together. Does Pep get sacked if they don't qualify?
No.
I don't think. Well.
Okay, if you were the Sheikh, would you sack him? I don't think I would, because of the credit in the bank. However, would I consider telling him, you know what, at the end of the season, you know what, is it time to part ways? I don't know.
Yeah. You might have to consider. I'll put it this way. Maybe sacking's a bit harsh. Actually, I don't know. That is still embarrassing though.
I wouldn't sack him though, because there's been. I think I would keep him, but at the end of the season, like if they don't make round of 16, right? I'm counting also playoffs. Like let's say they lose playoffs, right? If they don't make round of 16, I would probably I would wait for the season to end, and I would be like, yo, Pep, I know you've done well for us, and thank you for everything. But is it time? It might be time. It might be time for a change. It might be time for us to part ways. In that case, now I don't know if that's going to happen. I do still have Man City qualifying for the round of 16, but this season overall has gone so badly that you got to also I feel like you got to also think about it.
Yeah, like at least there should be some question or scrutiny. There has to at least be. But like you said, guys, we have to wait until next week. We'll have to see. So yeah, Pookie says, who City play next? Man City, yeah, they play Club Brugge next. Man City eliminated from this. Man City eliminated from City. I'm ready for an emergency stream. Yes, that will definitely be an emergency stream that happens.
Yeah,
City are at home. Brugge is a top club. Belgium league is a top 6 league. I'm sorry, it isn't.
No, and top club. I don't know about top club. So yeah, City will be Brugge. I think so. They should. They should.
City will be Brugge. Brugge can hold them to a draw.
I doubt it.
Yeah, they could. Put it this way.
I mean, to be fair, they could.
They could.
But the thing is, I feel like City will feel nerves though because they have to win, right? So there's that.
Yeah.
I still think City should get it done, though. In my opinion, I still think they should.
The thing is, what would have been interesting is what if Brugge was at home and City was away.
If they were at home, then I would be like, okay, then I wouldn't give a straight answer. But because City are home, I feel like, yeah.
And as bad as City are, guys, generally they're good at home. Generally, I think the only times they
haven't lost at home in the Champions League. Actually, no, technically they did lose penalties last season against Real Madrid, so maybe I'm not so technically there. But okay, if we talk in the first 90, they haven't lost since against Lyon in 2018. But yeah, I mean, but I think City should win. I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I said, man. I mean, like I said, we'll see, man. We'll see. But yeah, I mean, if Manchester City don't beat Brugge, that's embarrassing. Yeah, you beat City. Remember, that was in Turin, though. That was in Turin.
That was not. Yeah.
And to be honest, I don't think Juve do that in Etihad. I don't think Juve would have been able to beat them at Etihad.
No, you would try to hold out for a draw.
Yeah, neither. Who PSG play next? Stuttgart away.
That's tough.
Yeah. Yeah, Guerrero would start for Colo-Colo.
Maybe.
Good thing Sebastian's not here. They're still a top 30 league. PSG playing Stuttgart. I'll go neither for now. Big chance Madrid, Bayern missed top 8. More crap than City was Bayern today. Yeah, low Benfica. The difference that Ramos doesn't do much for PSG. I'll show again. And Poodle. Okay.
I don't massive rebuild. I don't know.
They do need a rebuild. I would agree with that, but maybe not.
I don't know about a massive rebuild, but I think their squad is getting older, in my opinion.
Technically, battle of mids is right because both were in mid-table. They need to sell / let go De Bruyne, Grealish, Walker, Stones, Ake, Nunes, Doku, maybe Gundogan, Bernal.
That's true. That's fair, actually. I think that's
that's a lot of players.
But that's a lot of. But at the same time, I feel like that's fair in a way.
But the thing is, like, realistically,
that's not going to happen. It's not FIFA, right? It's not FIFA. You can't
you can't sell that many players in the same window unless you're.
No, it's not going to happen. This is not FM. Like, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Even in FM, you can't.
There's always. Yeah. There's always space for a Pep in the SPL. Stop it, Albert. That's pretty good, Mats. It's trying to be ruthless. The fact I'm not confident with Man City getting Club Brugge is worrying. Walker's going to Milan. Yes, Walker's at Milan at loan. We'll talk about that when we get there. Milan really fell up. Man City haven't replaced Cancelo if you think about it.
Well, the thing is, they didn't have to, right? Because that season, they switched the formations and all, the tactics. But I feel like since then, it just kind of got stale. And I don't know, just since then, it's because Stones has been like, I think what a lot of people don't realize is John Stones has been injured for like a while now, right? And he was so crucial to that team. But as his injuries stacked up, I feel like it's gotten worse for City. Like we talk about Rodri, but I feel like John Stones being missing like this, I think it's also affected them a lot.
Yeah, it's how we know low. The same peak Man City though, yeah. So I watch Man City players, sure, sums up nowadays. They couldn't even beat Everton with under Dyche at home. Yeah, that's true.
But I think that's Sean Dyche, though. I don't know.
Yeah. Better than Emerson. Watch Pep overthinks he's Axel bottle, so it's a Mid City bottle. Well, yep, I don't know. They have so many dead players. Hernandez left by Walker, right by. They should do gradually. Walker to Milan. He's poison. No defending, no vibes. Stones too injured, bro. Bro gets injured saying hello. Lol. All right, so now let's talk about guys. So what about Stuttgart PSG? Actually, should we save that for the match day thing? I think we'll save that for the match day thing.
Yeah, I think.
Okay. Yeah, so like I said though, PSG, great win for them, huge win. And I'm gonna say this right now, guys. This was probably PSG's best performance I've seen in the Champions League with Luis Enrique. And I might even say this is the best. Okay, is this reactionary to say this is the best PSG performance?
They beat Milan 3-0 last season. Though. They did beat Milan 3-0 last season. So there was that. But to be fair.
Yeah.
I would say maybe because especially like if you go down, right? If you talk about complete performance, I think when they beat Milan 3-0 at home last season, that was probably the best. But I think this is up there.
Yeah. I think this is definitely one of their best performances I've seen in the Champions League because I don't remember even the season when they made the Champions League final. They didn't really beat any strong.
Oh, you mean ever? I thought you meant under Enrique. No,
sorry, I mean ever.
Ever. Ooh. Might be, yeah, probably.
Yeah, like that's crazy. That just shows how underwhelmed PSG are in Europe. Like they don't have.
That's crazy, yeah. Because let's be honest, for a lot of teams, this performance would actually be their average performance in Champions League, which is kind of funny, but yeah.
Yeah. So, but shout out to PSG, man. Normally I don't like to give them a shout, but they deserve it for today. And for Manchester City, for Pep Guardiola, man, you better make sure those players, right? Those players. Let's see how they do against Club Brugge. But anyways, let's move on, man. Let's move on. And I think we spent enough time for this one. Benfica 4, Barca 5. Oh my geez, this game. I had so much emotions for this game. I kind of wish I did a watch along for this game because if I did a watch along, you guys would have seen all my emotions. But obviously, I unfortunately couldn't.
I think it would have been just screaming like all around, like both for Barca just scoring and then conceding. It just what the heck is this?
Like this game for me was crazy because I was.
This game felt like a simulation. That's what it felt like.
I'll let you speak. Let me speak first. So Benfica 4, Barca 5. So this game was crazy, guys. So when Benfica made it, what is it called? 1-0. The first few minutes of the game, I was like, what the heck? How did we already concede an early goal already within like 5 seconds? So I was like, bro, what the heck is going on? Then Benfica then almost made it 2-0. I was like, oh my geez, this is gonna be again. Remember what happened 2021, I believe, when Darwin Núñez destroyed us? I was thinking that might be repeat again. I was like, oh god, are we gonna really go through this again? Because I was still kind of bitter from that. Obviously, I wanted to get revenge because I thought we really played well in the second game against them, that Champions League, but we couldn't finish. But anyway, spin that to a side there, and obviously they got us grouped. in the Champions League. Then Lewandowski had that penalty there. And shout out to Balde. Balde managed to win the penalty there. Lewandowski steps up to make it 1-1. I was like, okay, you know what? How are we going to see this through? Then Szczesny, I don't know what Szczesny was doing there. He made a stupid back pass and all his stupid error there coming out as a goal. And obviously, the striker probabilities capitalized it to make it 2-1. I was like, oh my jeez. We gave them practically a gift. Then they get a penalty there. Szczesny makes another mistake. And I was like, yeah, it's over. 3-1. At the end of the first half, I was like thinking, yeah, it's over. But then out of nowhere, Barcelona respond. Rafinha gets that amazing goal there from the Struben mistake. And I'm sorry, man, Doodle, your goalkeeper, man.
Oh my God, yeah, that was awful. I think this game was just keepers.
That was horrible. I was like, okay, which goalkeeper? Yeah, which goalkeeper wanted to make more blunders? That I was like, oh my, what am I watching? Anyways, then I was like, okay, maybe we might be able to get a draw. Then Araujo scored the own goal there. I was like, really? It was like typical Barca. I was like, yeah, we put ourselves right back in this, and then we managed to concede a goal. Then Lewandowski gets another penalty there, which it was a bit soft in my opinion. The penalties weren't really that clear and obvious, to be fair. It was very soft pens. Lewandowski steps up, takes it again. And I was like, okay, 4-3, I believe. I was like, you know what? Let's see if we can hold this through. Maybe we could get a draw. The Eric Garcia scored a header there. Beautiful pass there from Pedri. And then the last minute, guys, of course, there's going to be some drama. And I know a lot of people are going to tell me in the chat, Barcelona, UEFA, Benfica could have had a penalty there in the end. The Barcelona went to the other end and scored a last-minute goal. And Rafinha scored a last-minute winner to break Benfica hearts. And for me, this comeback was crazy. I believe this is one of the best comebacks. I'd say this, and I think this was almost as good as Barca's 6-1 against PSG. I didn't actually watch that real time. So like this was crazy, man. Like I don't remember Barca doing this crazy comeback post PSG.
Especially if this was away from home.
There was one actually I remember. I think it was against Granada in the Copa del Rey. But in terms of
this was like Benfica away, especially like Benfica away is very tough. It's very, very tough for teams. So yeah.
Yeah, and guys, and also let's not forget, guys. I forgot to mention this. Di Maria, right after we made it 4-4, he had a chance to win it the game. Like for me, I don't know why people aren't saying that.
Former Real Madrid player. That would have been poetic.
So, like I said, man, Doodle, man, give me your quick thoughts on this game, man.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. I mean, honestly, you can't really analyze this game. I think it was that kind of a game. Like, it was so chaotic. It was just like everything happening at once. It was like you didn't even know what the hell was going on. Like, I was just watching. I was like, what? Is this even a football match at this point? Because like it was just so much going on. But like, I mean, I think yes, obviously there's going to be a lot of controversy. I think personally, a lot surrounding. But ultimately, this thing. I mean, ultimately, I guess a win is a win for Barca. But I mean, look. I mean, this is a big win for Barca, but I feel like the wait was done. I mean, that's crazy. Benfica probably will feel a bit hard done. I think they played fine. But, that was just, it was just, the game was just, 9 goals in a single game. It's just insane. Like, that is crazy. And I think what you can say really is, I think what we can just say is that, like, what I'll say is Rafinha has actually could be Rafinha has been one of the best players in Europe this season. I think we can confidently say that now, right? Like he has Eric Garcia, I thought this guy wasn't even at Barca anymore. I can't lie. Like I thought didn't they sell this guy? Like how is he still here? Okay.
No, he was loaned out.
Yeah. And Lewandowski, scoring the penalties when needed. Araujo on that own goal. The keepers, Truben and Szczesny were both, awful this game, like terrible. It was just bad keepers. But for Benfica, Pavlidis, that striker, got a hat trick, which fair enough. I think overall I would say, I think the thing is I also think I think that subbing off Casado was actually probably a bit smart from Flick because I feel like he was getting a bit overwhelmed with how this game was going. So maybe
it was very physical.
Yeah, it's very physical. Defensive, I think defensively both teams were just shambles. Like it was just all around, like awful defending from both teams. Yeah, I would say overall it was just, I mean, at the end of the day, it's a win.
Yeah.
It's an away win. The fashion may not be the cleanest, let's be honest, far from it, but it's a win. I think Barcelona got that win, and now they've officially, I can say this, they've officially guaranteed themselves into the round of 16 with this victory. So job
Yes.
done. Not the cleanest way,
Yeah.
but job done.
You know, it's crazy. I've seen some Barca fans say this. I'm not saying we will, but there's a thing going out. I lost to Monaco, and then go on to win the entire thing. I'm just saying, if that happens, that'll be interesting. We'll see, though. We'll see. But
defending has to be better, though. Barca have to defend better.
Oh yeah.
In the knockout
Oh yeah.
because this was
100%.
just. Oh my god.
Yeah, defensively, 100% needs to improve. And I'm gonna be honest with you, man. As much as I'm happy Araujo is staying, he has to improve, man, because the guy is injury prone. First of all, the guy isn't great with his passing, and the guy isn't really good at big games. If I'm being real, like
last season, PSG game comes up, right? Remember that? I mean,
it's not even just that game. There's the Real Madrid game, the Super Cup. I think there was also Copa del Rey game too, as well. The Juventus game. I could go on and on, but the point I'm trying to make here is that Araujo has not really been good at big games. He's also, in my opinion, very reckless.
Yeah.
Very reckless.
I feel like this season, honestly, I think Inigo Martinez and Kubarsi's partnership was a bit more stable because this game, it felt like it was just all over the place. It felt like because like way too rash. As for Szczesny, I mean, is Inaki Peña, should he be starting or should Szczesny be starting actually?
See, the thing is, Flick has come out and said that Szczesny is going to be our Champions League goalkeeper and Peña is going to be our league goalkeeper. And guys,
so that's kind of like what Luis Enrique did with Claudio Bravo and Ter Stegen in like 2015.
Hey, and criticize Peña all you will. He's been really good for us. It's easy to hate on the guy because obviously he's not as good as Ter Stegen. But if you actually watch the Barca games, he's actually been clutch. He's making a lot of big saves. He's been good. And I think for Szczesny, I just think he's been rusty. Because keep in mind, guys, Szczesny has not played a game for Barca since this is the first time. Like, he's just got a few games under his belt.
Yeah.
And remember, this is a guy that came out of retirement. Like, this is a guy that
This guy was chilling on this couch and just gets a phone call and like, yeah.
Yeah, so I just think that for me, and also remember, Peña in his first couple of games was very bad. He wasn't that great. But after some time, after like I think a month, he eventually became better. And I think, and then maybe we have to get that.
For me, though, personally, I don't really like this goalkeeper rotation thing. For me personally, I feel like if you have a number one goalkeeper, he should play like pretty much every single game. But okay, no, fair enough. The thing is, though, if that is the case, though, I don't know if Szczesny, like at this point in his career, is exactly what you need to go fund the Champions League.
Yeah, because for me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I actually think if I'm Flick, I'm actually going Peña's first choice. I think Peña's proven it more. He's a younger goalkeeper as well. And I think Szczesny's getting up there in age, and I feel like we should just have him as a backup. Now, the nice thing
maybe
is
let him play some, I don't know, like some later on the season in La Liga, or maybe like, I don't know, like around that time, who knows? But like, I personally, though, I think, I'm not saying Peña is some super goalkeeper or anything. However, I don't know if Szczesny at this point, like, if this was like Szczesny like a few years ago, then you're like, okay, fair enough, right? However, I don't think Szczesny, I think he's just kind of like, I think he should just be, you know, just in case something happens to Peña. I don't know if I would make Szczesny your number one in really any competition, especially not in the Champions League, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think the thing is, I think for Peña, I just think, and remember, guys, with Barca not playing the round of 16, not playing the knockout playoffs, we essentially skip a month. Because in the new format, and by the way, I'll show you guys the new format because I actually understood it now. I understand how the knockouts work, and I will show you guys. Basically, the round of 16 is in March, so we basically don't have a month of not playing the Champions League. So that's going to be very good for us, you know, fixture congestion. And I think that's what Barca needs, that because you can tell this squad doesn't really have good squad depth. And yeah, Rafinha, man, fantastic for him. I'm very happy to see because Rafinha has been a player that's been heavily criticized these last couple of years, and he's now performing very well with Hansi Flick. Now, I feel like people are a bit overreactionary, though, as I've seen people say that, Rafinha has now surpassed Neymar and stuff like this, which I think is
let's chill now, right? Let's chill.
That is extremely disrespectful. Let's not.
Neymar, literally, like you could argue Neymar was better than Messi in that Champions League run, like when in 2015. You could even argue. I'm not saying Neymar is a better player than Messi. I'm just saying, right? And remember that PSG game that we talked about. who was the main player
Yes.
in that game? Neymar. That was Neymar took over that game. So let's
Yes,
chill
yes.
on that.
Yeah. So, but yeah, like I said, Rafinha's definitely been good. He's been one of the best players in the world. I think we could all agree with that. And for me, in my opinion, he is the best Barca attacker this season. I know that seems crazy because I know people say, what about Lewandowski? What about Yamal? See, the thing with Yamal is this. Yamal is amazing. I love Yamal. But Yamal isn't a goal scorer. He isn't a goal scorer. That's just
And
not
he's
his
young.
game.
And he's also young, right?
And he's young. Yeah, and he's 17 years old. So he's more of like a creator. And Lewandowski, I'm sorry. I know he scored the 2 pens on the day. Besides the pens, he wasn't great. I'm sorry. Like, let's be real. Besides the penalties, he wasn't great. So, like, I just feel like for me, Rafinha has just been so good. He's consistently showing up. And remember, guys, even under Xavi, Rafinha has always been good in the big games. Remember, he showed up against Manchester United. He showed up against
last season.
PSG last season. Like, the guy has a habit of showing up at big games. Like, the guy has been good in big games. He just wasn't doing a consistent basis, like under Flick. So I just feel like for me, Rafinha is Barca's best attacker. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. But we have to improve this defense. Because I'm sorry. This defense is gonna be very sketchy. And we play against quality team, we're gonna get exposed. We only managed to win this game because Benfica, this isn't peak Benfica. This is a Benfica team is very much like not that great. So, and even Benfica fans want their manager to get sacked for this result alone. And let's be real, Benfica probably should have won this game.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. And then, yeah, like I said, man, let's go through some comments, guys. Wow, that was a lot of discussion. So, but the other couple of games, the rest of the games, guys, we're going to kind of quickly skip. We're going to give quick thoughts. We're not going to go too much into detail.
Yeah.
So it's just these 2 games were pretty much the standout games for this week.
Yeah.
All right. I understand that players should sell, right? Okay. I do so. So I understand by Bazunu. No. Okay, let's move on for these oil clubs, though.
You already did.
Yeah. Coach is another one that might need to be sold. Or Rams will skip this game. Whoa, Pookie. Messi need to sell IDM right now. Benfica were robbed, Tari says. Okay, here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. The referee didn't check. See, correct me if I'm wrong. Referee did check VAR, right?
I think so. The thing is, they're saying, did Yamal flop a bit? I mean, I think it depends on the angle, in my opinion, how you look at it.
See, the thing is, like, you can't blame that on Barca. You can't say, "Oh, we robbed them."
The thing I'll say though is the Rafinha goal that happened was should the game have ended like there, like when Barca cleared it? That's the thing. Like, should have ended. That's another thing. But
because normally when there's a foul, the referee usually stops the game and then addresses the foul. He doesn't let play continue. I'm pretty sure.
So that's that, right? Yeah.
But that's
so it is a bit.
You can't say, "Oh, that's
I would say it's a bit sketchy, but I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, Rafinha is not gonna suddenly like shoot the ball out of the stadium, right?
Yeah, and also I have to give a massive, and also shout out to Pedri. Pedri was amazing, in my opinion, the best center midfielder in the world. I thought he was fantastic. I thought he was amazing, pure passing. His vision is incredible, and yeah, I mean, he's amazing, man. I don't know if there's any of the better central midfielders in the world right now than Pedri.
I mean, people are saying he's the best midfielder, which I mean.
Okay, let's say central. I think central.
Central midfielder. I hear it. Yeah.
Yeah, and so yeah, for Barca, like I said, and then then Koundé didn't have a good game. I think Koundé, Araujo, maybe Kubarsi to some extent, and Chesney and Caicedo were probably our weak links, and maybe Gavi to some extent as well.
Yeah, Gavi.
Yeah, how was that not a penalty? Yeah, I mean, but the thing, I
think it was a bit soft. I think he was trying to get the penalty there, in my opinion. The way he was just like, I think he was trying to get it.
See that there wasn't any like stonewall penalties. All the pens that were given, even the ones that Barca got, were very soft. There wasn't like any clear-cut obvious ones.
Yeah,
it wasn't like a deliberate pen.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, so it is what it is. Chesney can come so lucky. Why did the Benfica goalkeeper come out for the Rafinha's goal?
Yeah, again. As I said, it was just pretty. Trubin had a really bad game. Yeah, he had a really bad game.
Yeah, Trubin. But I still think he was good, man. I still think he's a great shot stopper. I mean, the guy.
No, he is. He's one of the best young goalkeepers. I'm not even just saying because I'm Ukrainian. I'm just saying because he's one of the best up and coming goalkeepers. What I'll say
Yeah.
though is, but he has this in his system where he makes a lot of errors. But to be fair, he's a young keeper. And young keepers, every single young keeper has that in them. So there's that.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely, man. So I'm gonna do a poll, guys. Can Barca win the UCL?
I mean,
Let's see.
technically you can say can. Will is different.
Okay, actually. Okay, are Barca one of the UCL favorites? Let's actually do that way. That's probably a better way to phrase.
Favorites, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Liverpool. For me, Liverpool are favorites, in my opinion.
Yeah. I'm coming to swim. Wow, Pookie.
I don't know why.
Says the manager.
I just think that Liverpool are like. I just feel like Liverpool are a bit more organized. I would say overall, maybe for me, they're probably the favorites.
Yeah. Well, what a turnaround for Barca. I never saw Real Barca go like it did for their fifth.
Yeah,
you know what
he must have enjoyed it a lot.
Barcelona defeated both Porto and Benfica on the road in Portugal this season. Last season.
When is
Sporting maybe next season. Well, good one, Pookie. Thank you. Benfica the laughing stock low. Even Eric Garcia scored. Is Di Maria still playing for Benfica? Yes, he came on. Di Maria sold. Yes, Albert apparently pushing someone is okay in the box, scoring VAR in the match. That was a soft penalty given for Barca. If I speak in big trouble, undeserved comeback. I mean, okay. We could, even if we let's say we didn't get the fifth goal, we still came from behind to make it 4-2 to 4-4. So, it's still a comeback, but obviously not the victory comeback. But it was still been a comeback.
Yeah.
So,
I think you would have taken it still, even if it ended 4-4.
Yeah. Congrats against second place, 80. Oh yes, we have got second place. Well, not mathematically, but we have a guaranteed at least top 8.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it doesn't really matter at that point. It's just top 8 is what matters. So
yeah. It kind of does matter. I'll explain why. I'll explain why when we wrap up. You'll see.
I think Liverpool should get top first, right? They're probably gonna get first.
Yeah. As Matt Barry said last night. Oh yeah, I was on HH's stream, by the way. Check out his stream if you guys can. As Matt Barry said last night, Barca don't have the money to pay the refs. Di Maria sold it, bro. Di Maria bottled it. We know why he did. Albert knows. Di Maria's no stranger to selling out. If you know what I mean. Flick is still rate. I don't rate him that highly. Get bailed today by VAR. Like when I Man United, gotta give Rafinha credit though. Benfica really conceded Eric Garcia. Now it's hard. This Mickey Mouse Cup that happened December 2022. Wow, Albert, that's really shameless, but okay.
Yeah,
that's world class. But this winter shouldn't have happened. Di Maria deserved, yeah. Not with Chesney and Pena's goalkeepers. Araujo's a fraud. I think that's a bit harsh. I'm still giving Araujo the benefit of the doubt. For me, this is his last chance. If he makes up another mistake in a big game or is injury prone or anything like that, then he has to go. For me, this is my last chance.
Yeah,
in my personal opinion. So let's not forget Chesney has a little bit of Arsenal in his genes. He's prone to bottling.
He's won so much with Juve though, so I don't know if that counts.
Nah, but don't do Alex Chesney like this. I think it was just rusty, as Pookie said. Yeah.
He's just very rusty.
Yeah. Pena's a top goalkeeper. Barca's going to get eliminated soon if they don't start getting better than this. Pena's a top goalkeeper. He isn't. As much as I rate Pena, he's not a top goalkeeper. Rafinha doesn't have Olympics gold medal. Olympics doesn't on good measurement of football.
No.
Yeah, what's up with you? All right. Let's see. Let's any more comments. Any more comments and relevance to this game? Because I know you guys are making comments about other stuff, but we're gonna be here all day, so we have to look at the comments related to the Champions League. Liverpool, Barca, Inter, Mata, Titi, more sporting man. Who's better, Araujo or Titi? Dude, Araujo's better, man. Come on. Yeah. Currently. Now, if we're going by prime,
I think he's asking all the time.
Prime. It has to be Titi, man. It has to be Titi.
I mean, Titi before he sacrificed his career for the World Cup. I mean,
yeah. So let's see what you guys say in the chat. So 3 people are saying yes. 3 people are saying yes. One of the UCL favorites. Now, I didn't say we're outright the UCL favorites, but we're definitely one of the favorites. I think that's definitely
I think that's fair enough. All
right, now let's go to the other games. Let's go in chronological order. So let's quickly go through this, man. Quickly. So. I said we want to do hour, but we're gonna have. I guess we'll do hour 15. So Atalanta versus Sturm Graz. I mean, what is there to say? Sturm Graz. I'm sorry, they're abysmal. Congrats to win the Austrian league because that's all you have.
I mean, there's not much to say. Like Atalanta just completely just walked over them.
Yeah,
just that's all you got.
Yeah, Atalanta. Atalanta, fantastic for them, amazing for them, and I think it was very much deserved. And I'm hoping to see what they can do because I feel like for me, I think Atalanta will be a dark horse in this season.
You actually get to see them, like Barca play them next, so you'll actually get to examine them.
Yes, and Atalanta I rate very highly. Gasperini is a very good coach. I know you have your mixed opinions on him as an Inter coach, but putting that aside, you have
No,
to
no. Yeah, putting that aside, yeah. He's one of the best coaches. Yeah, he would.
Yeah, he's one of the
I
best
think
coaches.
he had everything. He had some good work in general. Also, like I'll say this. For me, Gasperini is someone like you hire for a club like Atalanta. But I think if you hire him for like a Juventus or an Inter, he's not going to do it that well, if that makes sense. He's a good floor raiser. I mean, no, he's a good ceiling raiser for those kind of teams, but he's not that great for like the top teams. But that's just like, but I think he's also like but like I mean, Atalanta are just he made them a very well organized team, and they're very fun to watch. And Atalanta are just they're pretty good. They're a good team. They're a good team.
Yeah, and also I hate this.
They're not a team you take lightly. Do not take them lightly in the knockout stage. Like I do think they're going to. Yeah, we'll discuss about.
I hate this notion that people just say Atalanta's just Lukman FC. No, Lukman. Okay, he is their best player in my opinion. I think he's their best player, but he isn't like this team isn't just him. There's other players too. Charles Getzeler, Retegi is good. Pasalic is good. You got like
so Marzic is good. Like you got Ederson, you got Brescianini, you got Darun, you got Carneseki's a very good. You got Carnesecchi, you got Hien is a good center back. Ruggeri is also a good left back. Yeah, this is a good team. This is a good team. You do not want to sleep on them, and they're very well organized and very well structured. And the thing is, this isn't even Atalanta's like best team that they start with. Look at their lineup. This isn't even their best team. They just completely like. I think that kind of tells you that maybe Sturm Graz aren't exactly the most competitive team in the Champions League, which fair enough. But I mean, yeah, let's say overall, I think, I mean, not much else to say. They got their job done. They won. And yeah.
Yeah. It's true. Let's move on to the next one we got here. Monaco won, Aston Villa 0. Monaco, they defeated Aston Villa, and Aston Villa were very poor in this game. I was surprised to see how bad Aston Villa were. I was very surprised at how underwhelming they were.
I thought this game as a draw. I predicted a draw for this game.
Yeah, I believe I also predicted a draw as well. And Singo, man, what a player, man. Singo's been a fantastic signing. I think he's been amazing for them.
Bro, this guy was like a wing back at Torino, and then he just turned into a center. Serie A fans have been saying he's a center back because like as a wing back, he's never been able to like really do much. So Serie A fans have always been saying this guy should be playing as a center back for Torino. And then he actually goes to Monaco and they actually put him at center back and he's cooking. So that's kind of funny. But Singo's a good And I think we talk about Atalanta being one of the dark horses. I think Monaco aren't exactly too far either. Now I'm actually gonna see them play against Inter when we play them next week. But Monaco are actually, I mean, they've beaten Barcelona. They're I don't think they're as good as Atalanta in my opinion team-wise, but they're definitely like there's no like levels between them. I think they're fairly similar. So
I think what makes Monaco dangerous is they're very good. Their counterattack is very dangerous. I think them on the counterattack especially, they can cause a lot of issues. And I think for Aston Villa, my problem with this team is I feel like this team is just built for counterattacks. Like I feel like that's what they're relying on. And I really do feel like Aston Villa, for me, defensively are really sketchy. I don't like their defense whatsoever. I think it's very.
I think Emi Martinez has to make too many saves way too many times. And it's like, yeah, I get that he's a great goalkeeper. Yeah, I get that he won the World Cup, but he's not Superman. Like, he's not going to save everything. You got to, like, actually, like, defensively, for me, Aston Villa are a bit sketchy. They need to do better.
Yeah.
But I also think going forward, I think their attackers are a bit too inconsistent. I think they have too many inconsistent attackers. Like, Leon Bailey is not a consistent goal scorer. Even Ollie Watkins isn't exactly like that consistent. That needs to improve if you want to like. And for me, Aston Villa, I don't know if they're really like ready for the knockout stages. Like Unai Emery is obviously the coach, and you could say, okay, that is a big factor. Of course, European like knockout stages, that's his forte. But I don't know. I feel like this Aston Villa. I mean, I think they could. I look at their teams, right? I look at Monaco and Aston Villa. I feel like Aston Villa is a better team, but Monaco looked better than them, and yeah.
Tari says, what happened to Diego Carlos? Well, they I think they loaned him to.
He left. He went to Fenerbahce. Yeah.
Tyrone Mings, and I'm sorry, Tyrone Mings is this guy is not good, man. I don't know how he's rated that highly on football, but the guy is mid.
Yeah,
the guy is mid. So shout out to Monaco. for the big win there, critical win there. And I think Monaco put themselves in a good position now. Wow, this is actually interesting. Both are level on 13 points.
But
So
they got Inter while Villa got Celtic. So
yeah, a bit rough for them. And then this game, man.
Whew.
Yeah. Oh my jeez, this game.
You know what's funny? Atletico were playing worse with 11 players and got better with 10 players.
Like that's crazy, man. Atletico Madrid. Here's the thing with Atletico Madrid, guys. They're very dangerous. They're a very stubborn team. This is a team that you don't want to play against. Sure, this isn't the peak Atletico Madrid. This isn't peak Atletico Madrid with Diogo Godin, or obviously you got Felipe Luis, peak Oblak, peak Santiago Jimenez. Like, this isn't peak. But what they are is very difficult. They're a very physical team. They're gonna get on your skins. They're gonna get your nerves.
This is, I think, a team that no matter how good you might be, you do not want to play these guys, especially the way their stadium, because it's like they will make the life hard for you. They will do anything. Like they will do anything to make that life hard for you. This is a team that is like they do not give up. Like they refuse to die. Like for me, Atletico Madrid, you just refuse to die and lay down and die. They will keep they're not gonna they will, and that's I think Diego Simeone. Whatever you might think about him, right? This is one thing. Like he has drilled that mentality into Atletico Madrid. That's what made them because before Simeone got to Atletico, right? As a player as well, he was like this. Wherever he played, he was like this at Inter, at Lazio, Atletico themselves. And Atletico Madrid is just their team is this is obviously not the best Atletico Madrid team ever, but it's he has that they have that mentality that they just will not stop running and they will do anything to get a win. And that's what I'm saying. And against Leverkusen, who are a good team themselves, right? Yeah, I mean, wow. That's what I'm saying. You do not want to play this Atletico. You don't want to play Atletico Madrid. They're a team that I think any team would really hate playing against simply because of how they play and how determined they are. It's crazy. And how physical they are.
Yeah, and you probably still have PTSD from last season.
Yeah. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah. But yeah, shout out to Alvarez, man. Alvarez with a double there. What a player. I remember this guy been one of the best summer signs by far. And this
a lot of people were saying he's flopping, but I think it just took him time to adapt to Simeone's tactics and the La Liga. But now I think Starman is still Griezmann, right? But
yeah, Alvarez. I would say Alvarez is probably the second best player.
Yeah,
in my opinion. So, and then Barrios getting that red card there. Very dangerous foul. For me, I do agree it is a red. It was a very dangerous tackle. I agree with the ref there. It was a red. And then and then DePaul, man, he was going up to Warts and saying that DePaul, man, he's a World Cup winner, and Warts he was showing Warts that, hey, look who's boss, man. Look who's boss. This is our crib. This is our stadium. Deal with it.
I think their attack as a whole, I actually saw I think overall, but here's the thing though about what I don't get about Leverkusen. Why are they playing their fullbacks as wingers in this 4-2-3-1, and then they have two center backs playing? I mean, to be fair, they got fullbacks. To be fair, the center backs got GA, I guess, as right back and left back. I feel in times like this, I feel Xabi Alonso has to kind of adapt a bit in terms of you gotta actually have actual attackers on the field, especially against a team like Atletico Madrid, right? If you're gonna.
Yeah. And you know what the weird thing is? Atletico Madrid, after that goal they scored in the first half with Hincapie there, second half they didn't offer anything with the man advantage. That's crazy. And
Leverkusen, right?
Atletico Madrid were better. Yeah, they were actually better. And I'm sorry, we have to talk about what Todd did there. What was Todd doing for that goal? That was absolutely abysmal. I don't know what the heck he was doing there. And I'm actually scared that we're actually getting him. As a Barca fan, there's a reason
Inter why also linked with Tom. For me, he doesn't move me. I can't do it. I'm not too convinced. I think Tapsoba is actually a better center back, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, I would actually rate them. I rate
Hincapie. I rate Hincapie as well.
Hincapie, Tapsoba. Name it.
Musiala scored against Inter, so
pretty much he's probably the worst center back.
Yeah, I think he looks good. And the thing is, right? I think that. But here's what I'm going to say about this, though. It's Xabi Alonso. I think in times like this, you gotta like play the wingers and like actual attackers. You cannot experiment against Atletico Madrid. Like, come on, man. Like Nathan, like they didn't even use the strike. Look at Leverkusen's attack. Like, just take a look at Leverkusen's attack. Like, it's like you're not gonna beat Atletico Madrid with that. Come on.
Yeah, and I just feel like it's a though that Xabi Alonso, man, you got to be you're overthinking this, and maybe you're trying to be like Pep, man, but don't overthink, man. Don't overthink because
Don't do it. Don't do it.
And
Still
also
a good up and coming manager, but don't do that. Just don't overthink it like that.
Yeah, like you could probably get away with the league phase game, but at a knockout stage match, that's not a good thing to do. Like, we're not saying Grimaldo and Frimpong were bad. Obviously, they weren't. But like, I'm just saying is that it just is a bit odd to not start any traditional wingers. That's what we're saying.
And not even a striker. So, Nathan Tell is not a striker. Like, you gotta have someone.
Yeah, Nathan Tell. Yeah, so like it's a bit weird, and I feel like maybe he's trying to be like Pep in that sense.
I wouldn't have done it, in my opinion. Like, no.
Yeah, but yeah, for Atletico Madrid, man, big win for them. They're a strong team at home. They're a team you don't want to play against, and they may not be that good, but this is a team you definitely don't want to play against. And yeah,
Diego Simeone, John Simeone. Yes. This guy's. I think he's underrated as a coach. Like, a lot of people sleep on him. Like, it's insane. Like,
yes, yeah. He is underrated for sure. Moving on, we got Bologna too.
This is Bologna's first ever win in the Champions League since it became known as the Champions League. That's a historic. To be fair, in grand scheme of things, this result doesn't really mean much. I don't think so. Actually, we're gonna see the table, but still, it's still a big one. To be fair, Dortmund were garbage. Like, Dortmund.
Yeah, Dortmund were horrible. Schlotterbeck there. I don't know what he did. I forgot which goal he made an error for. I think it was the second goal, or it might have been the first. I don't know.
Honestly, this should not have been 2-1. Like, Bologna should have won this by way more. Like, Dortmund, absolutely garbage. Like, Dortmund, I think Dortmund as a team are just not good. Like,
yeah, Dortmund, they only got the goal from the Grossi. Like, that's
and it was a penalty. It was a penalty.
Like, look at how many shots that Bologna have. And I'm sorry, this isn't peak Bologna, guys. This is a Bologna team that have.
I say Bologna this season, like, I think they're in the Champions League a season too late, right? If that makes sense. They're like a season too late. Like, I think they would have wished they were in line. But this was probably their best performance in Champions League this season. Like, they dominated. Dortmund got cooked. Like, they cooked completely. Like, if Dortmund got away with this, like, if they won or drawn, this would have been like if you like basically commit a murder and just like run away, like you could get away, because Dortmund were just like Bologna were just insane. Like, and Doy completely like. First of all, why am I saying Pascal Gross plays a right back against Dan Ndoye, who's one of the fastest players in the Serie A? Second of all, like, Bologna, to be fair, Bologna this season have actually not been as bad as you might actually believe. Like, they drew against us a couple of days ago at San Siro. Like, Bologna are still not exactly like a pushover team. It's just they're not as good as last season, but they're not suddenly like a bomb team. It's just in Champions League. It's just when you play Serie A and Champions League, I think it just took a toll on them. Like, their depth is not good, right? And they lost so many players. But this is not Bologna away. Bologna away, Renato Dallara has always been a very, very tricky place to go to. You do not like, it's a very tricky place to go to. And Bologna, I mean, they're very like, they're direct. Like, Bologna, like, and for me personally, Dortmund were just awful. Besides the penalty, they did nothing. They should have lost by more, probably.
Dortmund have finally made the right decision. I don't know what's taking so long. They have decided to sack their coach Sahin. I don't know what's taking so long for them to decide this, because this year they have been horrible this year, guys. This is a team that lost to Holstein, killed the Bundesliga. This is a team that's been losing to teams that they shouldn't be. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think they've lost all the games this year. I don't think they've even got a single. I think they haven't got any draws or wins this year, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Like, that's actually embarrassing.
Well, honestly, the thing is, I knew Sahin probably should have been sacked after he took off. Like, he's leading 2-0 at the Bernabeu against Real Madrid. He takes off his attackers, tries to go defensive, and loses 5-2. Like, after that, it's like, yeah.
Yeah, it's just really bad.
And then he bottles it at home against Barca also, if I remember correctly, and like all that. Like,
yeah. For me, this was the last straw. This is the last straw in the Champions League. Last straw. Like,
getting cooked like this by Bologna, with all due respect.
Yeah, I'm sorry. And I'm sorry, this is not like this Bologna team have lost Xerxes, they lost Calafiori, they lost Mata's their coach, and you're telling me you're doing this bad? Like, that's actually crazy. But yeah, shout out to Bologna, man. The first win the Champions League. I believe it won't. Are they still eliminated?
I
believe
think
they're
they
still
might be.
eliminated.
Let's see.
Ooh, actually,
5 point. Yeah,
rival.
it's over.
Yeah, they're out. They're out.
They're out.
Yeah.
But you know what? Still a historic win, right? Still something.
Yeah, like
they're leaving with
did
something. They're leaving the competition of something.
Yeah, like you can't be too harsh, you know. As for Dortmund, there are 4 teams right now on the table. They were in a top 8 position for a lot of the league.
I'm gonna say this right now. If Dortmund don't get top 8, there's a very big chance they don't even make round of 16. And I'm being serious. Like, I mean, I don't know. Now that they said Sahin, maybe they will, but I don't know. But Dortmund this season have been so bad, and this it's so bad, so bad.
Imagine if Dortmund makes another Champions League final.
This is not happening this season, right? It's not happening this season.
No, but I'm just saying, if it by chance somehow happens, somebody needs to investigate Dortmund. If that happens. Investigation has to occur if that happens. I'm saying this right now. If they still make another Champions League final, like, there's no way they could do it. There's no way. I'm almost positive. But yeah, like I said, there's that. What is there to say?
We in Serie A, we have nicknamed them Droventus. They're drummer. Like, all they do is draw. That's it. They don't lose. They don't win. They just draw. It's like,
so you're telling,
like,
Juventus, they might be able to win the Champions League by just drawing all their games and winning on penalties.
That would be so funny. That would just be so.
Nah.
Imagine they draw like every single game, but they go through on penalties. Like,
yeah, exactly. Like, Boca almost did that in the Libertadores. They almost did that a few years ago. Like, they almost did that. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, getting back to Juventus, man. I tried to watch some of the highlights, but there wasn't really much. There wasn't really much.
It's just like, the thing is, though, is right when Mota came, right? They were like, when Mota came, oh my God. Oh jeez. Bro, what is this like? I don't know why people are surprised Juve didn't win, though. This is what they've done all season. Like, they just draw. They just draw games.
Only one shot on target.
Really? To be fair, they had 0. Damn, is this one of the worst Champions League games of all time? Oh my God, what is this? Yeah, thank God. And thankfully I turned this game off like instant. Like, I knew how this from the get-go how this game was gonna go. This was just so bad.
Oh my jeez.
This was the only game that had no goals, by the way, this round. This was the only game that had no goals.
Wow. Okay. The thing is, guys, we obviously know Club Brugge is a good team. I'm not saying they're a bad team. It's obviously not a disgrace to get a draw. But see, the thing is, what I'm more surprised with is how bad the match was. Like, only one shot on target. Like, see, the thing is, just because a 0-0 draw doesn't mean it was bad. For example, that first half against PSG Manchester, that was a good first half. Even though it was 0-0. It was actually
this game. But this game is
like, there was actually something. This game, there's not much. Like, see, that's the thing, guys. Like, see, the thing is, it's one thing to draw 0-0 when you have, like, 10 shots, 5 on target.
It's sometimes 0-0. Like, there's many, like, I remember there's a lot of 0-0 entertaining games. Like, it can be 0-0, but it can be like a tense game, something. This is nothing. Like, this is just nothing. This is dead. You may as well not even show up. Like, this is just nothing.
It's just so crazy to me. And for Juventus, man, as I said, just not great enough. They still managed to, I believe, secure knockaround playoffs, which is, I suppose, good for them. Yeah, for Club Brugge, man, at least they can feel proud. They got a point at home against one of the European giants. And yeah. And see, the thing is,
for me, though, Juventus, is this is not sustainable. I've seen this, like, this is, at some point, even in Serie A as well, like, at some point, it's going to come back to them, to haunt them, right? Because you cannot just keep going like this. You cannot just keep drawing games like this.
Yeah, it's just not bearable. And yeah, for Juventus, as I said, man, I better not see them win the Champions League just by drawing all their games, because if they do, this competition, there's gonna be a lot of conversations that have to happen in this competition that happens. But Shout out to Juventus, man, for getting the draw. And for Club Brugge, man, hey, at least they take it to the final match day to see their fates. But yeah, not really much to say about this game. There's Cervenas Vesta to PSV 3. Oh my jeez. I was getting worried, bro. I was getting worried. I was like, no, this can't happen. This can't happen. So PSV obviously were fantastic. It was without doubt. But then once a red card happened, everything changed. PSV started getting nervous. Red Star almost made the comeback. Luke de Jong was balling out. Flamengo was balling out. And then the red card completely changed the game. Red completely changed the game. And that's what I said. Red card is huge. And the center back got the red card there. And they're so, okay, maybe Cervenas Vesta can do this. And I was getting worried, man. I didn't want PSV to go out.
I feel like if there were a few more minutes added on, I think this might have ended badly for PSV because it was just getting so bad.
Yeah, like it was just ridiculous because PSV were like, they were basically holding on the second half. Their goalkeeper, Benitez, had to make some big saves the second half. Basically, if Benitez didn't ball the second half, this probably would have ended Cervenas Vesta to win. Because that was just, I mean, they were just holding on. And I feel really bad for Cervenas Vesta because they almost made the comeback. And it was a game of two halves, essentially.
Yeah.
It was a game of two halves, and the red card completely changed. But for PSV, man, thankfully for their sake, they managed to just about scrape through. But, man, this is going to be good in the knockout playoffs.
Yeah.
Because I remember, I think against Shakthar Donetsk, they also did the same thing. They just about won in the final minutes. It's the same thing here. That's very concerning. So for Cervenas Vesta, Matt, I believe they're out.
They're out, right? Yeah, it's over.
Yes, they're out. So yeah, it's over. But at least they put up a decent show in this game. But yeah, it is what it is. And yeah. And the Liverpool to Lille 1, man. Liverpool, the only team that's unbeaten in this season's champions.
I'm gonna say this though. This was not a great Liverpool performance. Honestly. Because Lille got a red card, right? And the thing is, Salah scores. You're thinking that Lille gets a red card. You're thinking, okay, Liverpool are going to cook now, right? It's over for Lille. But then Jonathan David equalizes. And you're like, hold up, wait a minute. It's at Anfield as well. Hold up, what is going on? But then Liverpool do win it. But I'm going to be honest. If that red card didn't happen, who knows how that could have ended.
And look, guys, look at how many players Lille have injured. Zagova, he's one of their best players. Bentalab, he's a good player. Umtiti, I know he's washed, but he's still good on his day. Thiago Santos, Mateus Fernandes, keep in mind, this is a Lille team. They don't only have some of their. This is a Lille team that's been depleted, and they still managed to give a good game to Liverpool, not at their home, but at Anfield, of all places. Anfield's a difficult place. I know as a Barca fan how it's like to go to Anfield. Anfield's a very scary place. So, it's incredible. And for Liverpool, as I said, man, this team, I think what Liverpool shows is they don't have to win pretty. They know how to win.
But I think that's for me why they're Champions League favorites. That's for me why. It's because they know how to do it. But this was not a good. This was definitely, I think, a worrying performance overall. Because if you're struggling like this against 10 men at Lille at home, that's kind of tough.
Yeah, it's not that great.
But for me, though, I think it's a one-off. I think it's a one-off.
Oh yeah, obviously. And for Liverpool, as I said, I think the big issue for Liverpool is just they have to be more clinical in final third. We saw in this game and kind of also against Brentford as well. This team, it should be scoring more goals, but they're just not.
They should be scoring more. I think there's a bit of a over-reliance, I think, on Salah for the goals, I think.
Yeah, Salah's having to do so much. And the thing with Nunes is this, guys. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this again, time and time again. Nunes is not a consistent player, but he's a moments player. That's what he is. He's not going to give you goals every game, but he'll give you goals when you least expect.
The thing is, that's what the way his archetype is, as an archetype, as a striker, he's actually a scary player to go against because he has pace, he can dribble, he has the strength, he can he gets into good positions, but then he's finishing.
Yeah, he's almost like Timo Werner.
I think he's better than Timo Werner personally. I think he's a bit better though. I think he has a bit more to his game, but yeah.
Yeah, and for Salah, as I said, man, he is, in my opinion, he is the best player in the world. In my opinion, he's the most informed player.
I think if Liverpool win the Premier League and if they win the Champions League, I think Ballon d'Or should be Salah's. In my opinion.
Yeah, solid. It definitely has what it takes, and we'll see, man. We'll see what happens because, like I said, man, the Champions League is a bridge there, and for Liverpool, as I said, man, they've secured themselves top spot. Unless, well, 99.5%.
Yeah. No, I think they should be fine.
Yeah, their final game is PSV on the road, which I think they can at least get.
The thing is, there's only like, I don't know, but we'll see.
Yeah, but yeah, like I said, man, for Liverpool, as I said, man, fantastic win for them, and they got a crucial win. Then we got Slovan Barcelona 1, Stuttgart 3. Stuttgart gets a win here on the road. I mean, I'm sorry, with all due respect, this is the worst team in the Champions League.
Yeah, awful.
Yeah, and I it's not really surprising they won this game. You have to give credit to Stuttgart, but at least Slavia Bratislava managed to get a goal there, which is nice to see.
But
so
yeah,
at least they can leave.
But the thing is, you had your fun in the Champions League. I guess you have one more game, but yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, shout out to Louis Ling, who scored the brace there. Indeed. So shout out to him. But yeah, not really much to say there. Undab got the assist there. And yeah, it was a pretty routine win at the end of the day. Not really too surprising there. It was pretty one-sided, which isn't really surprising to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's move on to today's games. Shall we? So we got Leipzig 2, Sporting 1. Sporting, man, I'm a very disappointed with Sporting. I'm very disappointed. Now, a lot of people are saying that maybe this is a Ruben Amorim effect, that maybe they wouldn't be in this position. But even regardless, man, you're playing against a Leipzig team that have already been eliminated in this Champions League.
They have nothing to play for. Like, Leipzig have nothing to play for. They're just here for friendly now, basically. And
so, and my thing is that you can't even get at least a draw. Okay, I can understand maybe not winning away in Germany might be a bit tough, but at least get a draw. At least. But you can't even get a draw. And I'm sorry, the goals that Sporting Leipzig scored, that was bad defensively there from Sporting. Like, especially when Gyökeres equalized, I was like, okay, maybe they're going to hold on now. But then a few minutes later, you let Leipzig score again. Like, you just managed to get a 1-1. Like, that's bad. I'm sorry. For Leipzig, man, good win for them. For the morale's sake, at least they can leave with something, because I'm sorry, ending with 0 points is bad for a team of this stature. And it's crazy, man. We're not going to see Leipzig in the knockouts. This is a team that's been making knockouts for the Champions League for regular seasons. I think the only time they'd make the knockouts was in that group of death they had with PSG, Manchester City.
Yeah. And even then, they actually gave them a fight. It wasn't like they just died. So, yeah.
Yeah. I just think for Leipzig, the issue for them is that defensively, they're really bad. I think that's been it. Obviously, their attack's not really been that great either. But I think defensively, this team leads in a lot, too many goals. And I think that's a big problem.
The thing is, they're a talented team. I think Leipzig are a talented team, but they're not a balanced team. They're just,
Yeah, I think they're super offensive. And I feel like Marco Rose should play more counterattacking style than possession-based, in my personal opinion. Because, guys, we might see we may not see the next season's Champions League, guys. We may not see them. Because if we actually look at the Bundesliga table, which we're not going to, but in the weekend recap, I'll show you guys, they're in a bit of a dicey position. Yeah. So we may or may not see them in the Champions League next season, given how competitive Bundesliga is. But yeah, let's move on there. Shakthar 2, Star Belgrade 0. Shakthar gets a win, man. I'm sure you're happy to some extent.
Yeah.
And Star Belgrade, I'm disappointed, man. I was hoping that maybe they could get the playoffs with this victory, but they couldn't.
They had to win this game. They had to win this game, and they didn't. And that might actually because do you know who they play next?
Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Real Madrid, guys, it's a bit of a tough. Although they do have the game at home. I mean, we'll discuss about it when we get towards the end.
Yeah, we'll discuss it, but they had to win this game, in my opinion. Remember, this game is played at the neutral arena, right? This game is played at
neutral. Yeah, and I was very surprised at how bad they were, especially that first goal. Oh my geez, that first goal! I saw the thing. That was a horrible defending there. What was the defending there? Gave away a ball, throw, and Shakthar countered, and they got a penalty there. I think Bizot gave away a penalty, and they just couldn't finish. And that's pretty much how the game ended. And I don't know, man. I mean, for me, do you think Star Brest should be disappointed? Because I feel like individual errors costed them.
Yeah, I think they should be, because they've done fine in the Champions League so far, but I think this game, this Shakthar team is also not great. I'm going to be real. Like, this is definitely one of the weaker Shakthar
teams.
In the Champions League.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but the gap in quality between both teams today was just huge. So yeah, I think they should be disappointing. This is a missed opportunity, I think.
Yeah, and especially in the second half, they pretty much went all offensive. And the second half, pretty much Shakthar just sat back and say, "Hey, you guys come at us."
But they did nothing. They literally did nothing still. So
like that's sad, man. So yeah, for South Brest, man, I think the individual errors they made in the first half costed them, and they may come back to bite them in the chance of making the playoffs. We have to wait and see, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's move on, shall we? So, guys, how many more games we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2,
we'll breeze
3,
through them.
4,
We'll breeze
5,
through
6. Yeah, we're breezing through. All right, so for the next one that we got here, it is Milan 1 and Girona 0. Wow. Once again, not a convincing win for Milan, but a win is a win. Leao scored a nice goal there. And yeah, Milan are now in the top 8, which is pretty surprising considering how underwhelming they have been on the Serie A this season.
Yeah. What I'll say though is
man.
it's Milan in Champions League, so I think that's also a factor, right? You know, but like for me though, I'll be honest. I feel like Girona, what we said about Bologna pretty much applies to them. I think in terms of like maybe being in Champions League too late, but I think they're even worse, honestly, because I think Girona's potentially, because from what I've seen, it's because like Girona are just, I don't know, it's just Milan. Like, yeah, look, Milan did not get this game done pretty, but they got it done, right? They got the win and that they needed, and I think that should be good enough. I would say.
Yeah, for sure, man. And yeah, I mean, I saw Girona scored a goal there. I think it was disallowed. I forgot which player scored, but I think there was one guy that scored, so they got lucky that that goal didn't count. But yeah, for Girona, as I said, man, a valiant effort, and for Milan, as I said, they got the win. But man, they gotta be better, man. They gotta be better because this is not good, man. Struggling against Girona at home,
Yeah,
it's not a good look.
not good.
It's not a good look, man. It's not a good look. So remember, guys, the link is in the community tab. So if you guys want to join, you guys can join. But remember, guys, we're about to wrap the stream up soon. So we're not gonna stay on too long. So we're probably gonna wrap the stream at like 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to join, the links in the community tab. All right. So then Arsenal 3, Dinamo Zagreb 0. I mean, what is there to say? Arsenal took care of business against Dinamo Zagreb. Not really surprising there.
The thing is, I saw some reports say Arsenal are second most favorite team to win the Champions League. I'm like, okay, let's be completely real now. I disagree. Like Arsenal, I mean, they got the job done today, which is good, but I don't know. It's just, I still feel like their team, for me, it's just like, can they show this against the big teams in the Champions League? That's the question mark I have for Arsenal. Because can they do it? Because I'm not sure if they can. I don't know if Arsenal, like, they have to prove to me that they can do this against the bigger teams, better teams in the Champions League.
What's up, guys? What's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I have to say about Arsenal. I just think I have to see more from them against better opposition.
Yeah, Arsenal, good win for them. But like I said, I mean, this is Dinamo Zagreb, with all due respect. This is even a good Dinamo Zagreb team. I believe it's a team I was like struggling in their own league. So like this is even like Pete Dinamo Zagreb. But credit to Arsenal, they got the win there, as expected. And yeah, for Dinamo Zagreb, man, what a fall off this team. What a fall off. This team used to have players like Orsic, Livakovic.
This team is just like, I can't even recognize any players now on this team. Like,
yeah, like this team used to have a lot of ballers. Vardio used to play for this team. Remember, guys, Vardio used to play for this team.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other players. I can't remember the other players on top of my head, but you know what I mean, guys.
Danny Olmo was here.
Yeah, Danny Olmo. Like this is a team that has been. This is probably the worst Dinamo Zagreb team I've seen in quite some time. And yeah, but yeah, shout out to Arsenal. They got the win there. Havertz balling out. Odegaard, Rice scoring there. Martinelli, and yeah, good win for them. And even Sterling had a good game, which
I'm sorry, you know it's bad, but yeah, I mean not much. But as I said, can Arsenal do this against better opposition in the Champions League? That's what I gotta see before I can properly evaluate them.
Yeah. So yeah, Vic, man, what's your thoughts on Arsenal, man? Are you convinced of them, or do you think it's just one game?
Hold on, before I go on this, did you already talk about Girona and Milan?
Oh yes, we have already did. You know what? We could go back to that game real quick. Just give it.
Yeah, sure.
That game, Girona Milan was insane. Like it was actually a slugfest, like a basketball game.
Yeah, it was a good game,
bro. And Girona equalized, by Brian Gill, a brilliant goal. You guys gotta go see, but he was offside. And when he got the ball, and it was brilliant. Liao goal was brilliant as well. And for me, that game was really really good. Arsenal game was one sided. It was pretty much all Arsenal. Odegaard just bullying and that team. Um, but I'm skipping a bit. Yeah, Milan, a good performance. I think they're shaky in defense and midfield. Like Girona didn't have any issue breaking them down. So basically, it was just their offensive power that gave them the win. Um, for Arsenal, it's the same old story. They'll beat up these type of teams, but it's what they do against the big guys. Is when the likes of Kai Havertz won't finish those chances that he finished today. Um, is there any other game you guys?
Yeah, there's like 4 more.
Yeah, we're gonna quickly go through. Yeah. Okay. So let's move to the next one, guy here. Celtic won, Young Boys nil. Finally, Celtic. Man, I was watching some glimpses of this game with the Golazo show, and oh my G, Celtic. I don't know how they didn't score more goals this game because they had so many chances in this game.
To be fair, Young
So
Boys also
many
had a couple,
chances.
but yeah.
Yeah, like Celtic had so many goals, and I've also
Yeah, this actually looked like
they
a
had,
good game from stats wise.
like,
It looked like a good game.
like it was actually a good game. I believe they had like 3 goals disallowed. I think like there's so many
That's
goals
crazy.
disallowed this game.
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean it was just crazy, man. But Celtic got the win there. Keller made the big save there on the penalty. And yeah, but then at the end, man, YB, man, they conceded an own goal at the end, 86, man, in a heartbreaking fashion. But for Celtic, man, this is huge because I believe Celtic have guaranteed themselves at least playoffs.
That's crazy.
So that's incredible. That's crazy. And this is a team that's been on the whip beat. This has been a team that's been mocked, criticized. This is a team I remember several months ago we were discussing about, is this team, should they be in the Champions League? I remember we were actually discussing about this.
Yeah, but they actually got a draw against Atalanta away in Bergamo since then, and some of the teams. So yeah.
Like this is a team that's been bad at the Champions League.
To be honest, Celtic are a team I kind of like. They're kind of like a team, Celtic Park and all that. They're a team I think. Yeah, I think they're a fine team. Honestly, and I think what they got the win, and yeah, kind of weird. It's
yeah,
a win, but still.
Yeah, I mean a win is a win. You can't complain, and yeah, so shout out to Celtic for getting the win there. I need a win for them, and yeah, like you said, man, I'm happy for Celtic, man. I'm happy for Celtic, man. To see them get this win. All right, let's move on to the next one we got here. Feyenoord 3, Bayern Munich. Wow. I even play my booster for this game, and I feel like an idiot for doing that.
Oh my god. I'm gonna say this, Neuer. Is it time to hang it up? It might be.
Yeah, it's time. Yeah, it's time.
We said this against the Barcelona game. Remember that? And even against Villa when he made that error. I think it's
Real Madrid.
Yeah. To be fair, that game he was actually making a lot of saves, but then he made the.
Oh yeah. But still,
But this game, I think this game is like Bayern next season. It's time. It's just time to look for a new keeper, bro. It's like Manuel Neuer will go down as one of, if not the greatest goalkeeper ever. But it's done. It's over. Every good thing ends eventually, and I think it's over for them.
Yeah, I remember Neuer retired internationally, so maybe you should retire club-wise as well at the end of the season.
Yeah,
because Neuer
there's actually, I think Fabrizio posted Neuer's thinking about how he's gonna extend for another year. I'm gonna be honest, if I'm Bayern after this game, I'm like, bro, just you can stay as a coach, you can if you want as an ambassador of the club, but I'm sorry, bro, it's time now.
Or maybe a backup goalkeeper. Do you think backup goalkeeper can play or still no?
Maybe, but I feel like ultimately, it's just like,
he's 38.
He's 38. Yeah. He's pushing 40.
Yeah, the thing is the thing is I just don't see the point. I don't see the point playing backup. And besides, I don't think Bayern will ever play his backup.
Yeah, that's another thing though. But you're making Manuel Neuer your backup. That's kind of disrespectful in a way. It's
yeah, it's just better just for you to retire and for Feyenoord, man.
Just go out on the high. Leave the football before the football leaves you, basically.
Because, guys, Bilho had a man-to-match game. One goalkeeper was great, and the one goalkeeper was amazing.
You know what's funny? This game was 3-0, But Bayern actually had so many chances in this game. 9 big chances missed,
Like it's just crazy, but man, Bayern's defense, man. Oh my geez, their defense was all over the place.
Dude, first of all, Alphonso Davies, this guy. Davies, bro. You're talking about like renewing with Bayern? That was not a good way to do it. Like, I mean, to be honest, but honestly, this was embarrassing. Like, look at this. Look at those chances. Dang. But this is like a case of if you don't score your chances, you're gonna get scored on. And to be fair, you know what? Like, Feyenoord took their chances. Bayern didn't take their chances. Ultimately, what counts in football is the scoreline. That's the most important stat. So, but I mean, it's just
yeah. And shout out to Santiago Jimenez. And you guys know I've not been a huge fan of Santiago Jimenez. I still don't really think he's as amazing as people make him out to be. But let me just say, this performance in the Champions League might be one of his best performances he's had, probably in his career. Probably. Because this has been a big performance. And I believe there's been rumors coming around that Milan need a striker. I know the striker market is very scarce.
Yeah. There's been,
need that striker. There's a lot of rumors coming around, not just Milan and everything. And so I just feel like for me, he's a great striker. He's a good striker.
For Mexico, though, for Mexico, maybe.
Yeah. But yeah, the less said, the better for Mexico. But his club career, as far as I'll actually put it this way: his club career, his club career has been good. International, a bit sketchy, but we'll discuss international another time.
Yeah.
But yeah, for club career, man, been great, and I think he needs to.
I gotta say that, but for Bayern, though, I mean, you cannot play like this.
Yeah, dreadful. Yeah, Bayern. I've said this before, guys. Bayern's attack is great, not that great, especially the wingers. And their defense is really sketchy. I don't like the defense.
Kane Kane is still a good player, right? I think for Kane, it's going to be like Kane on another day probably scores a goal in this game or two. But Coman I'm going to be honest with Olise, right? I think Olise is kind of like Yamal in a way. It's like I think he's a good creator, but I don't know if he's a good finisher, if that makes sense. I don't know. Like, he's a tricky player to go against, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Also, that midfield of Goretzka and Kimmich, we're not in 2020 anymore, bro. We're not in 2020 anymore. Just drop it. Let it go, bro.
And I'm sorry, what is the company's upset? Excuse me, with Sane? I'm sorry, Sane is mid. Sane is washed. Get this guy.
Gnabry also. Why is Gnabry coming up? Like, what is this? Is like, honestly, I look at this team, right? I look at this, and the thing is, Bayern didn't even have like many injuries. Like, this is basically Bayern's best team.
Yeah, and I'm sorry the attack is not great, and we look at the defense, man.
Upamecano had a good game, apparently. It seems like, but besides him, I mean,
I believe I heard he made an error for the third goal. I think I heard he made an error for the third goal or something. I don't know.
Obviously, maybe Kim and Jay, since moving to Bayern, has gone. Limer as a right back. Come on, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Davies, Neuer. And
I rate Davis very highly, but defensively he's not that great. Defensively, Davis is not that good.
Yeah, but especially when he has like Coman in front of him, does not. I think we're in an age where wingers have to actually track back now. Coman does not do that. So if you're going to put Coman and Davis on that same side, you really, really need to like pray for the best, because that's not going to work.
Yeah, especially in a high stakes game, and if Feyenoord can do this, I imagine what the bigger teams can do. And so Bayern, man, I think they're really in a bad position to get top 8. I think they're in a really bad position.
I mean, they lost against Villa. They lost against Barca 4-1. And they lost. This was probably arguably the worst of all them all. Like 3-0 to Feyenoord is insane. Like, that's just bad.
Yeah, I remember this is a Feyenoord team that don't even have what's their coach, Arne Slot. Like, see, maybe with Arne Slot, can maybe give them some pass. But I'm sorry, this new coach, he's just not as good. And I believe Feyenoord are struggling in the league.
Yeah,
the last time I checked. So,
so this is
so not good for Bayern, man.
And also, to rub more salt, Leverkusen beat Feyenoord like 4-1 or 4-0, I think, away from home. So just to rub a bit more salt.
I believe Ajax also did too. Ajax also beat Feyenoord away as well. So.
Yeah. So. All right, now this one. This is a stat padding session, right? This is just stat padding session.
Stat padding session. But for Real Madrid, huge win for them. And it's a good win. It's a good win. I have to admit, and Rodrigo balled out. And I do feel like, in my opinion, Rodrigo is criminally underrated. I do feel like There's a lot more praise.
I'll say this: I think he can start for any single team in the world. I'm going to be honest. Like on a left wing.
Yeah,
I think that's
like
that might not be a bad take. I think he's very good. Like,
yeah, I think he's that good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Vinny was
Salzburg are
great.
really.
Yeah, Mbappe.
Vinny
You
was
know what?
good.
Mbappe's actually playing well. So, like, remember that
Yeah.
Barca game? Like, Mbappe was probably the only good player for Real Madrid that game. I would say maybe.
Yeah, yes.
But besides
Yeah.
that, like Mbappe's been very good. Like, and the thing of Real Madrid is the team is there. Like this team, like someone's gonna say Real Madrid cannot win the Champions League. They can't because it's Real Madrid, right? Ultimately, they will always be in a shot. But this team's just not been great this season. But they still have this team, right? They have these players that can, like, if they turn it up on a night, it can get back. As for Salzburg, though, I mean,
yeah, that's abysmal.
I mean, it's not a surprising result, to be fair. I think all of us saw this coming. But, like, it's just, I don't know. I don't think there's really much to say. Just stat padding session, right? It's just
yeah. And Jude, man, that back heel assist was quality. That was a really good back heel assist.
Yeah, Valverde got an assist from right back. This guy's
Valverde as well.
Bro. This guy, I think, is a world-class central midfielder. Honestly, like he's actually
he's good. He's good. He just played right back because Vasquez just been that bad. Like, it's, like
you rate Raul Asensio, but a lot of Madrid fans are talking about this Asensio guy at center back.
I think he's average at best. I mean, he's serviceable, but I don't think he's that amazing.
Yeah, I don't think he's that good. But to be fair,
he's serviceable.
He's serviceable. Yeah, I think he's serviceable.
Yeah, Ceballos, man, also been really good as well. Bellingham, Rodrigo, Vinicius, Mbappe, pretty much a really good game in for Salzburg side. Abysmal, horrendous team, and we're probably not going to see them again in the Champions League next season because this team, I don't want to see this team in the Champions League next season. So, they can't even win their own league now in Austria anymore. So, like, this is the worst Salzburg team in the Champions League we've ever seen, probably. Shout out to Mike. Mike actually made a big video on them, the downfall of them. You guys, maybe, you know what? I'll leave a link here in the chat if you guys want to see. But he actually made a video on the downfall of Salzburg.
Oh, wow.
So it's actually a good video. I'll send you guys a link if I can find here.
But like this is just, I mean, this team is just awful.
Yeah, so I sent a link here in the chat if you guys want to see Mike do a video on the downfall of RB Salzburg because I thought that video was great. But yeah, shout out to Real Madrid for the win there. The Inter, man, I'll let you go first, man. The final game.
Yeah, I mean, another subpar performance, honestly, from us. I mean, which kind of has been the thing in Champions League. We've been getting through them. But, I mean, yeah, we got the win, but it wasn't exactly convincing. But, it's an away win. We get that win. We take it, another clean sheet at W. And now we just need a point against Monaco on final match day, and we're guaranteed. We're almost there in top 8, pretty much. But there's not really much else to say. Like, Lautaro scored. I mean, attacking-wise, Inter in Champions League this season have been pretty poor. Like, we only scored 8 goals. Like, half those came against Venezuela. There we go.
Yeah, this is a question.
So who's been the best performing? So best performing for me this season so far, the best player for me this season has to be Federico Di Marco. I think he's been our best player this season. Yeah.
And
underperforming player has to be Lautaro Martinez.
Yeah, I know you would say him.
Aslani's not great either, but to be fair, if we're talking, I mean, Aslani's not good. I don't even rate that guy. I've defended him so long, but it's just time's up. But like for me, Lautaro is the most underperforming player. He's slowly starting to get in form, but still, this season he's not been great. But besides that, like DiMarco has been our best player for me, I think, this season because Dumfries has been good this season. To be fair, Thuram has been good, Barella's been good. Those are but DiMarco has probably been our best player this season, in my opinion. And underperforming has to be Lautaro. So, yeah, I think that. But again, like, overall, though, I think it was, we could have won. We probably could have scored more bit today. But also, to be honest, it wasn't really a great game, to be honest, from Inter. I don't think so. Like, Sommer had to make a save or two. Like, Bastoni was great. Defensively, we were good. But still, like, it's like we weren't that great. We weren't convincing, but Inter is a team, I think. We're a team that you probably do not want to play against really knockout stages because of how we play and what we got. But in a way, but I think overall, you know what? A win is a win, and that's all I can say. So, yeah. Not really much else.
Yeah, Lautaro scored a nice goal there.
Yeah.
Nice goal from a tight angle there. And I believe Dumfries also scored too, but it was disallowed. Yeah,
Yeah,
Dumfries has been a
yeah.
good goal scorer for you guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, let's move to match day 8, man. So match day 8, 1 hour and 34 minutes.
Let's just predict them, I think, and just review them. And yeah.
Yeah, so let me just tell you guys, let me just show you guys the Wikipedia page, which teams have secured their spot and which teams yet, so we can kind of get an idea. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Should be able to. Okay, here's the league phase. Yeah, so let's go look through the team. So as you can see, YB is out. Wow, they're actually the worst team in the Champions League. Not Slovan Bratislava. Interesting. Slovan Bratislava out. Salzburg out. Sturm Graz out. Red Star Belgrade out. Girona out. Leipzig out. Sparta out. Bologna out. So basically, Shakthar, Dinamo Zagreb, and Manchester City can still qualify. Stuttgart, why? So it basically as Y means they haven't qualified. They may still qualify via the playoffs.
But they cannot get, so they can't get top 8. They can't get top 8.
Yeah.
That's what Y means.
Yeah, top. Yeah, top
X's
8.
mean that they can get top 8.
Yes, X means they can, and Q means they have qualified. And W means, what does W mean?
W means you're almost
means
pretty much.
You have assured yourselves at least playoffs, but may still advance directly to round 16.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, it's very complicated, this table. I'm not gonna lie, it's very complicated.
It's pretty complicated. I'll say this though.
Yeah.
I think we can all agree. Liverpool made it. Barca made it. I think Arsenal will make it. And Inter, I think, should make it. I think those 4, I think they should make it. And we're gonna look at others, but I'm just talking like from right now. I think those 4 should be in there.
Yeah. Let's quickly discuss this, and I guess maybe like for 10 minutes we'll discuss this and then wrap it up.
Yeah.
So and remember, guys. So now let's go look a bit of ahead, guys. So as you can see, this is the round knockout playoff. So as you can see, 15 plays against 17th place team, and 16 plays against 18. So it's either or. It's like in pairs.
Yeah.
And then you can see right here, guys. So basically right here, guys, 1 and 2 have the second legs at home. So if you finish the top 8, you have the second leg at home, and it's done in pairs.
So as you can see, Liverpool already have it. So yeah.
Yeah. So and remember, guys, if you finish in the top 2 in your league, you essentially have the second legs all in the knockout phase at home. The second legs.
That's crazy. Wait, so Liverpool is gonna pretty much have like second leg at Anfield, right?
Yes, pretty much all the knockout stages.
That's dangerous if you're playing Liverpool. That's actually scary. Anfield second leg, that's scary. Ooh.
Yes. And by the way, the top 2 teams, they can't play against each other until the Champions League final. So assuming that, let's say Liverpool, Barca are the top 2, we won't see a match
play each other until the final.
Until the final. So it makes it very interesting.
But not gonna lie though, hearing Liverpool like potentially having like second leg at home in all stages, that's scary.
Yeah, that's good. So like that's very interesting. That's very interesting, guys. Very interesting. So yeah, I'm not sure how I feel. I think I have to see it play through first before I give like a proper review. But it is interesting. And I'll be honest with you guys, the Champions League knockout stages in recent years have been kind of underwhelming. It's not really been that great. So maybe it's good that we have a different format. Like I said, I'm still not completely sold with the new format, but there are some things I like about this.
We'll see. For me though, I feel like round of 16 I always viewed as like a warm-up. I think quarterfinals onwards is like when the real thing really begins.
Yeah, so
but maybe round of 16 will be more interesting this season. Who knows?
Yeah. So like I said, so knockaround playoffs, so basically it's going to be done in pairs. So it does matter where you finish in the table. So even second and third could have massive ramifications. Yeah. So let's go look at the matchups ahead. Just give our quick predictions here. Round 8. So Aston Villa versus Celtic. That should be, you reckon Villa should win that?
Yeah, it's at home. It's at Villa Park. So
yeah. Barca, we should beat Atalanta.
The thing is, I don't think it's going to be an easy game, though. I feel like it's going to... I think Barca might rotate this game. Maybe. So...
Could you see... do you think... So you're saying a draw?
Probably, yeah, maybe. I feel like Atalanta will probably take it a bit more serious because they need it a bit more.
Yeah, you know what? I could see a draw. Actually, I have to see what Barca lineup is. I'll tell you what, put it this way. If Barca fill out their best 11, then I think...
Yeah, it's Barca win. But if it's not, then... Yeah.
Maybe a draw.
Yeah.
So do you think there's any way...
I don't think Atlanta's gonna win. If Atlanta were at home, then we're talking different. Then it's different. But no, I don't think so.
Yes. Yeah, then Leverkusen, probably Leverkusen
Yeah,
should win.
Leverkusen
Bayern
should win.
should be Slovan Bratislava. Dortmund should be Shakthar. They should,
Brest,
right?
Real Madrid. I think Real Madrid will win. Yeah,
Yeah, Milan should be Dinamo Zagreb, although that could be tricky because it is
that's
a
actually
Croatia.
tricky. It's away. It is away. Girona, Arsenal.
Yeah.
You know what? Ooh, Girona, Arsenal.
I mean, Arsenal Girona are eliminated.
I think Arsenal should win. Yeah, I think. Yeah,
I could see a. I wouldn't surprise me if it ends in a draw. I could see a draw.
yeah.
Arsenal should win.
Inter Monaco.
Yeah.
Probably we win or draw. We just need 1 point to be fair. I think we're not going to lose. I don't think so. We're not losing this.
I still think Inter should take the game seriously because you could get second. Wait, actually, second is still possible for you guys? Yeah, second is still possible.
Oh, yeah, it is. But to be fair, you're probably going to meet Atlanta, so I don't know.
Yeah, well, you still should take it seriously because remember, guys, all the games are the same.
We're not going to lose. We're not going to lose, right? We're not going to lose. So
yeah, Inter should be Monaco.
Juventus.
Ooh, this is.
You know what? I'm going to say draw.
It could be a draw.
Typical you, right? Typical you.
Nil draw.
Nil draw. They're just gonna chill that out. Yeah.
Okay, Lille Feyenoord.
That's actually interesting. Ooh, Lille Feyenoord.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
I actually don't know. That could go either way. Really, I can see all the outcomes. I'm gonna say draw. I think a draw.
Yeah. I could see a draw. By the way, guys, I'm gonna make a predictions video officially probably on Monday. So
that's actually a good game. I might actually have that game on. Like that's actually an interesting game.
Yeah, and then City should win.
Yep. Yeah, City should win.
Reckon.
Okay, PSV.
PSV Liverpool. I could see this one being a draw. Seeing as I don't think Liverpool will play their best team, and I think PSV will really push for it. But I don't think PSV will be that good.
Yeah.
So I don't see PSV winning.
Yeah.
So I'll say a draw.
Atletico should win.
Yeah, Atletico. Sporting Bologna. Sporting should win. I'd reckon.
I can see a draw though. I can actually see a draw there.
Yeah, actually, you know what? That's a draw potential, man. I could see a draw. Strong guys, Leipzig, pretty much dead rubber, meaningless game. I'll say Leipzig though.
You know what? Screw it. You know what? Strong guys. You know what? Screw it. Fine. You know what? You can have
I don't know. Home, so maybe. Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
Stuttgart PSG. Ooh, Stuttgart PSG.
This game would have been so interesting if PSG had not got a win today. Like that game would have been so high stakes.
I'm gonna say, I think a draw. Honestly.
Yeah, I could see a draw. The YB versus Serena.
That's just dead rubber.
Pretty much dead rubber. I'll say draw, I suppose, for that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, there you have it, man. Those are Champions League. So let's go look at the top 8. So, like I said,
the next round is not exactly like crazy, but to be fair, it's the last round, so it's not really.
Yeah. I'd say Liverpool, Barca should do it. Arsenal, I'd reckon should. Inter should.
Atletico should, I think.
Yeah, Milan should as well.
Atlanta, Atlanta.
I'm not sure about Atalanta, man.
Because if they lose this game, you know what happens, right?
Yeah.
Madrid are on let me say, Real Madrid are on 12 points now. I think they beat. I don't know. Is draw gonna be enough? I don't know about Atlanta, honestly.
Atlanta's goal difference though is really good. 14 though. So
I don't know if Atlanta can do it.
Yeah. Leverkusen. Who is Leverkusen playing against? I forgot who they're playing.
Okay, Leverkusen should do it.
Yeah, Leverkusen. So I think so. We got 7 there. Aston Villa
against Celtic. Aston Villa should win. Right?
Yeah, Aston Villa should win. So I guess that's our top 8. So
but I don't know how they're gonna. The thing is though, but damn, Real Madrid might actually miss out. Like Bayern and these guys might actually miss out.
Yeah, I think Bayern. Yeah, Liverpool, Barca, Arsenal, and Inter classified between the first 8. Yeah, I think Bayern and Real Madrid is gonna be the big casualties in the top 8, which is surprising.
Yeah. And it's not. I think they're gonna win their games, but it's gonna come down to Aston Villa, right?
Yeah, Aston Villa is gonna pretty much determine. Aston Villa is pretty much gonna decide everyone's fate, essentially.
Because if Aston Villa win, then they guaranteed they're over Bayern and Real Madrid. So Aston Villa has actually got that's actually So Madrid and Bayern are actually going to have one eye on the Aston Villa Celtic game. Which is kind of
And remember, Celtic have already basically qualified. So I don't think Celtic are going to really push that much for that game. So yeah, it's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be interesting. I'm very interested to see how my predictions are.
honestly though, Aston Villa in top 8. That's actually crazy though, if you think about it. Aston Villa in top 8.
That's actually So guys, we basically have all basically have the top 9 except Atalanta. We have Atalanta.
Atalanta for me is like, I think they're gonna have the hardest time. I think they're gonna have a bit of a hard time. Juventus play against Benfica. I mean Juventus.
Benfica.
Yeah.
And then Lille could still get top 8 to be fair and fine as well. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
Damn. That's great. Interesting. But I think Villa's gonna the thing is, right, Lille, how much are Real Madrid how better? I think it's gonna come down to Villa though.
Yeah, I feel like
it's gonna come down to Villa.
I feel like 16 is gonna be enough. If you get 16, you should be fine. You're gonna get top.
Should be fine. No, 16 should be okay.
So that's why Bayern.
I think 16 is like. I think 16. If you get 16, you should be fine. I think it's the bare minimum. Yeah. So with that being said, though, if that's the truth, then Madrid and Bayern are gonna be casualties.
Yeah. By the way, I've done a simulation of my own of the Champions League, so I can show you guys how the league phase.
You just saw World Cup 2022. I was like, wait, what? We're back there.
No, it's just I don't know why, but every time I load up the page, it goes there. That's a home page for some reason, which is weird. But anyways, so Champions League new format. So you can see this is how the league table was. So PSG made it through in 8th place with 18 points. So yeah, 18. But yeah, so 18 there, 22. So in the 24th place is going to be 9. But yeah, looking at the playoffs here, right, Partigo. So I think you're going to need. I think 10 is enough. I think if you get 10, you're going to.
Yeah.
10's enough. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But yeah,
anyways, I'll go for 11 if I were some of the teams, just to be more safe.
Yeah, I think 11 you definitely should make it. 10 is like you may or may not make it. So, but anyways, I think we're wrapping up here, guys. Hope you guys did enjoy today's stream. Sorry I wasn't able to go to your guys' comments. We had to go through so many matchups. But we read your comments for the first 2 games. And I did see some of your guys' comments to Celtic fans. Yeah, as an OB
very
Celtic.
Interesting indeed. It was a very, very interesting match. I mean, interesting match day, I would say. And next week, I mean, it's going to be all of them together. So yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how we're going to do next week's stream. We might just I don't know how we're going to do next week's stream actually.
I think next week. To be fair, there's some dead rubber games, right? So.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll probably just skip the dead rubber games. But I guess we'll see. We'll see how many people turn up. We'll decide when we get there. But yeah, like I said, if you guys did enjoy today's stream, you guys like and subscribe. How many likes we're on today's stream? Let's just double check. We're at 10 likes. So that's pretty good, I have to say. So, and we're getting close to how many subscribers are we at? Let me just double check real quick. 1,137. So I think we gained 3 subscribers from the stream. So that's good to see. So if you guys did enjoy today's stream, please remember to like and subscribe on your way out. And yeah, like I said, guys, any final words from you, dude, before we head off?
No, I think it's going to be an interesting one next week, and we'll see how this off. And to be fair, also next week, I think we should also give our final thoughts on how this whole format. I mean, this new format.
Oh yeah.
Because from then on, I mean, round of 16 onwards, it's standard, right? It's standard. We know that.
Yeah. All right. So we guys did enjoy. We guys like and subscribe, and peace out.